What's going on, guys? How are you all doing? In front of your faces, we have the amazing Wait, what? No, Marvel Knights Spider-Man, the other Evolve or Die Part 8. And I wasn't supposed to make you guys wait this long for this video. I was supposed to make you wait a day and then just to build your anticipation and then release the video. But for some reason, it just turned into about 3 or 4 days. I don't know why, but it did. So sorry about that. But yeah, so as you guys have been asking for the past few days, how is Spider-Man going to survive? Has he survived? What is going to happen? Well, let's find out. So what is probably the most expected thing in comic books is the aftermath of a character dying. And this is where this issue actually picks up. And as you can see, Mary Jane and Aunt May and Jarvis. Wait, I think that's Jarvis anyway. Well, in the movie, Jarvis is like a computer thing. But in the comics, I think Jarvis is Tony Stark's butler. I think, if I remember. But yeah, so all of those are grieving. Of course, Aunt May and Mary Jane are grieving the most. But it still has an effect on most of the other superheroes and most of the other characters in the Marvel Universe. Because if you think about it, Spider-Man, the biggest superhero of them all pretty much, has died. So that's going to have a lasting effect on everybody. Even Captain America is feeling a little bit down right now. But actually, it's really weird to see Captain America because if you don't know, in the present day of the 616 universe, Captain America isn't Captain America anymore because he's had his youth taken away from him. So Captain America is now like 80 years old in the comics for some reason. And then I'm calling it now. Captain America is going to get his youth back and he's going to become a young man again in the Secret Wars. I'm calling that now, if that can happen. But yeah, so anyway. As you can see on screen, it's pretty obvious that they don't want Peter's identity getting out. Because imagine if the villains find out that Spider-Man used to be Peter Parker and now he's dead. The only way they can get their way back with him and stuff like that, get revenge on him, is by taking it out on Peter's family. So these guys need to make it look like Peter died by an accident or the fact that he wasn't Spider-Man or something like that. And make it look like that he got crushed by a car or burnt to death or something like that. But as you can see, Wolverine actually hits on Mary Jane right here. And you guys are probably thinking, that's pretty harsh. Why would Wolverine do that? What an idiot. But it turns out that Wolverine is actually a pretty nice guy and is a pretty smart guy as well. Because he saw that Mary Jane needed to punch something or at least hit something. So he gave her that opportunity to hit him. And of course it doesn't really do anything to him because he's made of adamantium. So yeah, it's like hitting a wall technically. So that was pretty awesome of Wolverine to do that, and it was really good to see how that played out, especially with Mary Jane's reaction to that was awesome. Mary Jane eventually came to the decision that she wanted Spider-Man to be remembered as a hero, to be remembered as the man who saved civilians every single day of his life, ever since he became Spider-Man, and that he went out fighting. And I think that's like a really interesting choice, just because even the villains will know that he went out as a hero, which is awesome. And that's a really bold move on Mary Jane's part, especially because she could be potentially putting herself in danger. But anyway, so moving on throughout the comic, you can see on screen that I think this is Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman. She looks a little bit different to the current 616 universe, mainly because, you know, the Spider-Verse and all that, and the art style is a little bit different. So I can't exactly tell whether it's Jessica Drew, but it seems like it. But as you can see, Tony Stark is on the way up to the room in the elevator, and everyone hears this crashing sound, everyone hears this noise coming from the room where Peter's lying corpses, and they all sprint there to see what's going on, and it's Peter's body ripped open, meaning that something crawled out of it, a little bit like the Predator and Alien series, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so as you can see, his body is all like, I don't know, it looks like it's aged a bit, it looks like it's all crinkly, it looks like all the energy has been taken out of it. Now, I don't know whether that happens to a standard person when people die. I mean, do they all shrivel up like that? But I don't know. But as you can see, they're all trying to figure out what's going on. They think that someone has broken in and done this. But Captain America is doing like a little bit of research. He's looking on the ground and he actually notices that the glass is broken from the inside out, meaning that whoever broke the window was already in the building to start with. And of course that seems pretty impossible considering they're in the Avengers Tower, and I imagine that to be the most secure building in New York, because it's the Avengers, so no one can really wrap their head around how this has happened. But Tony Stark says maybe there's not a whole lot people know about spiders and what entails their whole, shedding their skin and stuff like that. So that's what it seems like so far. Now we go to the outside world, to what looks to be a school field trip, and they're all like collecting stuff from the beach, and it's all about spiders and stuff like that. And there's this one kid that actually looks up, or well, he doesn't look up at first, but once he does look up, he seems pretty horrified. He seems absolutely scared for his life when he sees what's above him. And we don't exactly find out what's above him at first. I mean, it could be absolutely anything. It could be venom. It could be, well, it seemed like something pretty gooey since it landed on his hand. But as you can see, it's Peter, or what seems to be Peter Parker, in a cocoon, or whatever came out of Peter's dying corpse. It's in that cocoon under what looks to be a bridge. What do you guys think it is? Let me know in the comments section below. Now, of course, I already know what's going on because I've already read this series, like this saga. What do you guys think it could possibly be? I mean, it could be Peter Parker taken over by the other. Maybe Peter Parker isn't conscious anymore. Maybe his body is the only thing that is left of Peter Parker, and maybe it's something else inside. Who knows? Let me know in the comments below to hear your ideas. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10. Mainly because of, there wasn't that much action in the comic. It was more about the emotional aftermath of Peter's death and all that arranging out of what's going to be happening. Until the end of the comic, it actually picked up in, in terms of what's going to happen, and maybe a little few hints of how he's going to come back to life, maybe, and stuff like that. So, yeah, hit the like button on this video. Guys, go to my Facebook page. I just previewed Miles Morales The Ultimate Spider-Man issue 12 again. There's actually a new part that I've just previewed as well. And of course, I've previewed some pages from Secret Wars, which hints at Superior Spider-Man making an appearance in Secret Wars. So go check that out by the links in the description. And of course, follow me on Twitter to hear about whether I'll be editing a video, when it's going to be up, if it's been delayed, and all that stuff. And last but not least, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more, and I will see you guys in my next video.